Well, hey neighbors, welcome to the shed shop. Do you like my bedhead hair, neighbors? Fantastic. I'm messy. I thought we discussed that already. Hey, if it's your first time here, welcome to my messy life. Alleged mechanic starts a YouTube channel, even though he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. With people, with saws, with blowers, with motors, with anything in life. Yet y'all seem to like him coming on the internet, so he makes himself more vulnerable. And what happens? Well, that shit comes with consequences. I have neighbor Mike's 026 in my vice right now. And I haven't given you guys the footage yet, but you'll see it before this footage, most likely. Or maybe you won't. Who the hell knows? Remember, I'm messy, and sometimes I like to give you shit out of order. Because even though the chronological... Do you like how I have to keep trying to breathe, neighbors? Because my pain's so bad. Because even though the chronological order by the date might be in order, sometimes the story's not in order unless we start at a certain point and go backwards. What story, you ask? The story of all our damn lives and the relationships that are either going to be established or not in my life through this channel. Right now, one of them is suffering. Neighbor Kyle. I'll leave it at that, neighbors. I think there's misunderstanding, unfortunately. And I thought we had communicated certain things clearly, and I think maybe we didn't. And when I told a little bit of the story in the video on what did we do, neighbors? The diagnostics on this, or bow saw, I do not recollect. I think it was bow saw. And so essentially he did correct me for being wrong. I don't know who's right or wrong, but he sent me a text message, and I'll leave the details again at that and say those hits for the Chainsaw Redeemer, at least, because I give a shit about people, are much harder than finding an MS290 with a huge score line down it that I expected to be able to make a few $100s on. Being thousands of dollars in debt, finding out my building's coming before I can afford the gravel for my building, and thinking that I had like 2 to 3 months to get that gravel and prepare and everything else. And that's why I spent those few days, still spending, dropping the bench in the shed shop. But anyways, neighbors, I can't sleep. I spent all day in bed battling. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not. Battling in my head. And wondering what the hell to do, essentially. And so right now, what happened, neighbors, if you're already a subscriber, especially if you're one of the ones that I talk to by text message or emails or comments or etc., I was laying in there and I was thinking about you neighbors as well. And I thought, well, what the hell? I'm in miserable pain. Laying in bed doesn't help. I want to go tinker, but I'm afraid to go out there and start getting frustrated and upset with shit. Neighbor Blake will tell you. Apparently, he's heard plenty of the rounds I've gone with chainsaws, cursing them out. Talking to him, yelling at him, telling him I don't fucking understand why you just won't fucking tell me what your fucking problem is. Yeah, that's who I am, neighbors. I punch shit sometimes. It very rarely happens now. But that's kind of why the character has developed. It helps me cope with that shit. Anyways, what the hell was I saying? Yes, my neighbors. Daryl Johnson. Are you there, neighbor? I was thinking about you. And, wait, sorry. We got to go backwards a little bit more. Again, neighbors. Why am I going to go ahead and share with you personal things without asking any of you? Well, hell, because I think when I shared personal things about what happened between me and Kyle, I think that also made him... I can't even word it the right way, neighbors. So, essentially, I just think that some people think some things are private and others think they're not. And for me, when somebody might say they're damn it, I don't want you guys to fucking make assumptions, because I'm not talking about Kyle here. See, this is my life, neighbors. This is my life. This is my head. When I say simpleton, as y'all heard me say it, I sit here and wonder, are y'all going to understand? I'm not saying they're stupid, Kyle and my unk, or anything like that. I'm saying they're blessed not to think like I do, to be as analytical as I am, to have my mind never shut the fuck up, to have feelings as strongly as I do, to be as sensitive as I am, all that other shit. It's a blessing if you don't have to go through those nightmares. Anyways, back on point about neighbors who I'm thinking about and what I was thinking. Daryl Johnson, are you still there, neighbor? I just asked you. I heard you say, yeah, I'm here, neighbor. Oh, I'm crazy. No, just kidding, neighbor. But I see how active you are on my channel. And you send me gratitudes. Just saying thank you. I make your day better. And then a new subscriber, I get comments. You made Daryl's day because you fucking paid attention to him and actually show you really do give a shit about his life. Daryl Johnson, I like your chainsaws, neighbor. I saw all your top handles, and I'm sorry. I did you dirty, and I coveted all your saws, neighbor. And I said, I want all them chits. I like the top handles, and I think that's what Jonathan Lennon was talking about. And so, moving on, Daryl, I thought about, I wonder what it is like inside your mind right now with all your life changes you told me you're going through, all the things that you told me on our short phone conversation. A lot of my neighbors, Daryl, I wonder why. Why was our call so short? Well, because you're probably like a lot of my neighbors that think, well, he's a busy man. I see how much he's doing on YouTube and everything else. And that's not even the shit he's not doing on footage. I'm so sorry I have to keep breathing so heavy, neighbors. My back hurts, my neck hurts, my spine hurts. I go see neighbor Tanya tomorrow. It's, let's see. My uncle just did his 2 to 10, so it's now technically Friday. So I go see neighbor Tanya today. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I don't know, neighbors. I got that in a doctor's appointment. And so we're side noted. Sorry. And so yesterday, let's see, damn it, Thursday, I didn't do no work. And then I knew Friday, well, I got a lot of shit to do, but I got 2 appointments, so I'll get done what I can in between. But really, am I doing my neighbors dirty by doing that? Because the hits of again, I can't call it feelings hurt because apparently feelings are not involved. And we'll get to that maybe in the next video I do of the next project. We're going to talk about respect, disrespect, and some other stuff. And again, we'll see what happens. I don't know when this will hit the internet, if it does. But damn it, neighbors, sorry. I got side noted. I was talking about Daryl. I don't know if I finished my side note point. But back to Daryl, neighbor Daryl. Are you still there, neighbor? I just was thinking about all that shit with you, neighbor, and different stuff, and how I wonder, will he get mad if I share this shit? And so I have to give you all a disclosure. A disclosure. Anybody that is going to personally associate with me, you still don't know my life or my struggle or my battle or who I am. But what I will no longer do is compromise in my life in certain ways. If people cannot accept that everybody has different gifts, I see it as a burden and a battle, but also a gift. My mind thinks all the different things most people might think in a day, in a minute. It's kind of like somebody that can do physics and astronomical numbers of math in their head. I used to be fairly smart, but I worked my ass off to be smart. I was decent in math and could do a lot of standard math in my head. I was good at carpentry and geometry and everything else, but I wasn't a human calculator. Unfortunately, with emotions and other shit and thinking about all the scenarios and everything with certain things when I'm actually thinking, and it's not like hit me right up front and I have to make an instantaneous decision. A lot of processes go through my mind. I think about how another person feels and everything else, and how what they're thinking, what their life is, what this is, what that is, blah 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 blah. In the time it usually takes some people a few days to process through. And so unfortunately, sometimes all that in my head is not able to be expressed, and unfortunately, that in my life has been a big burden. Because people think you're saying you're better than them, you're smarter than them, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. No, not at all. I'm the guy that when I lifted weights and was on the football team, I didn't understand what my football team teammates, neighbors, and weightlifting neighbors picked on me and would punch me walking through the gym. Not razzing like guys do, like bully style. I'm that guy that didn't understand why. Even though I was on the wrestling team, I didn't know any of my wrestling team neighbors outside of wrestling practice because I wasn't popular in school. Okay, so unless you think you understand, that's just a minute fraction of what you don't understand. Okay? But I think, again, we all have battles that we have to learn how to relate with together and carry them together. Okay? And you have to be able to say that you want to be a part of my life, knowing this is how shitty I am in this aspect, this, and this. I'm not a very private person. So unless you explicitly, I have a YouTube channel, goddammit, and I'm personable with you guys. We're going to get to the rest of the people I was thinking about, what the hell I was thinking, and then I'm going to work on Mike Saul. We diagnosed it. You haven't seen the footage yet. But side note, damn it, we diagnosed it and couldn't go any further because his impulse hose is leaking. And so I think I have one. We're going to take his handle off a little bit and see what the hell we can do to make sure his crankshaft seals aren't leaking, because the saw seems good inside. Anyways, back on point. Unless you explicitly tell me you want something kept private, I am liable not to keep it private, because I just sometimes go on a whim of what my thoughts are. I just start trying to get the words out, even though I hear my words and know most of the time it's not what my words are in my head that comes out of my mouth. But I just say, fuck it. Hopefully people understand. I'm just supposed to post it. My church neighbors, you should understand that, as it's fucking faith in King Jesus. He's on the goddamn throne. You gonna love me through this shit or not? God damn it. You don't understand my relationship with him, nor do I yours. Okay? You might call me a blasphemer. Anyways, point being, what is the point, neighbors? We might get there, we might not. Maybe there is one, maybe there isn't. I don't fucking know. This is how I'm not doing heroin right now. This is it. This is me. Y'all say you like that I'm raw and fucking real. Well, here I am, raw and real, neighbors. So, if you do not want something shared on my channel, and you're a subscriber neighbor, a local neighbor, and any neighbor, you must tell me. And I will do my very fucking best to remember and not say that shit. And if I do, we'll take the video down. If we agreed, we won't say this shit on the internet. And I accidentally do it and you call me out, I'll be like, well, shit, we'll take that down right away. Sorry, neighbor. You're right. I fucking did you dirty. I'm watching my shit. I should know. Okay, anyways. And that's the other thing. I got a short of Matthew that bought my fucking lawnmower and his business card. And we agreed before I bought his mower that if he did me dirty, I'd make a video with his business card and tell people how he did me filthy, vile, dirty, and disgusting. And he said, word is bond. Let's do it. You can do that. And I won't be mad. Why haven't I released it? Because sometimes it's hard. Again, you don't know my battle between right and wrong and people judging and everything else that I think about posting that video or not. Even though I think it's the right thing to do, it still hurts me because I don't want to do it. Because he's a fucking human being. He's just doing me shitty. Anyways, moving on. Is it my human responsibility? Backtrack. Is it my human responsibility to tell people this guy's a shady character? After I gave him chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. After chance after chance after chance after chance to make it right and be a man of his word and give me the refund he said he would give me. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. So now, reminder, recap real quick. Where are we at? Gonna work on the saw. I'm fucking raw and real. I'm not private. If you share some shit with me, expect it to be public information. Like when I fucking opened the mailbox and got Rob Weaver. We'll get to you soon, neighbor, what I think about everything on my mind with you right now. Got his damn 028 super cover. Here it is, neighbors. Because his saw's coming up soon. I don't know when your footage is coming up, but his saw's coming up in my life very soon. At least I think that's the divine timing, if we want to call it that shit. Yeah, I know, just realized. Backtrack again. I said some shit earlier that I didn't finish the point. Sorry, did you dirty, neighbors. Maybe I'll make a second video after watching this to merge it into the end of this to finish the point, if it's important. It was about whether you believe or not, and how the fuck you're supposed to handle what's going on right now. Anyways, shit. So, I showed the guy that sent the cover his fucking address, and I can't blur it on the short. I showed it. And I'm like, should that matter? I could go on the internet and get his address right now. But am I violating his privacy? I mean, like, who the hell really knows or is going to pay attention to that in a 30-second video? Shed Shop Mailbox Edition, wiping ants off of a fucking treat. So I deleted the footage because I'm like, well, shit, I can't post that. It's wasted footage. I wasted a cool moment that I thought was pretty personal to my neighbor that texted me and asked me to go check the mailbox. And I knew, even though it said it was delivered, that my mail lady had not come by yet. But she was scanning her packages at the end of my road, for my entire road, essentially. Organizing her stuff, getting her little treats for the neighbors she leaves treats in the mailbox for. She doesn't always do it. I love you, neighbor D. She ain't perfect. But thanks, neighbor D, for leaving Fatty Bunting's mail, even though it's summertime and the ants want to seek, kill, and devour, not destroy, her doggy biscuits in the mailbox. Anyways, so, that being said, neighbors, I'm just not like that private. I think that's part of, honestly, problems with society. And so my thing is, when we talk about respect and disrespect, and feelings and shit, you have to understand this is where I'm at. It doesn't mean I disregard or negate the way you feel about certain things. This is just how I operate. And I have never been true to myself because I've always conformed, just like, respectfully, most people are conforming to a lot of shit they don't realize they're conforming to. Media, music, blah, 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 everything else telling you how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to live our life, how we're supposed to feel, how we're supposed to think, blah, 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 how we're supposed to communicate with each other, blah, 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 blah. For me, I'm so tired of trying to please people in terms of trying to mold myself so that others will like me. This is who I am, and in a way, some will understand this and some will not, the way I'm going to phrase this. And it's basically, I'm essentially like, well, you're going to fucking get on the train of my fucking life and being on my team and saying you can accept me as shitty as I am and we work to grow together, understanding that my mind thinks a lot faster than yours, most likely, in a lot of terms of human behavior and relationship aspects and feelings and everything else. And so I have processed all the things, if I know you and you believe I give a shit about you, the details of your life that I am able to remember and process through, and who you are and what your character is, will have already processed within seconds a lot of times in my head in a situation. And if it doesn't, you should know that I'm the guy that's going to come back to you and say, well, shit, I think you didn't understand, or well, shit, I didn't consider this, I did you dirty, I disrespected you, all that shit, neighbors. And then the other side of that is, or you're not. And then, depending on what you believe, kind of, or no matter really depending on what you believe or not, I can say, well, I think this, and this, but okay, I'm still here for you, neighbor. Even if I'm upset, even if I'm sad, even if my feelings are hurt, even if I feel disrespected, etc., etc., etc. So with that being said, neighbors, this really is my struggle, and I thought I just want to leave music on and not put the footage of this man's saw. But I said to hell with it. Part of the therapy is, fuck it. Talking like this shit, letting it out. Keeps me off of heroin. Isn't this better than me doing heroin, neighbors? You know? I want to monetize this channel, but I really, that's not important. This is people, goddammit. And if people don't want to fucking believe that's what I'm about, fine. Fuck you. But please understand, I don't mean that in a shitty, hateful way. I essentially mean, well, I'm here for anybody that wants me to be here for them. And if you don't, and I'll make you mad, and you don't want to make it right, and you don't want to figure it out together, And it might not be perfect, and shit might get exposed that you might not want exposed of your life, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. I'm here for those people. But if you don't, then I have to say, well, I got neighbors that are trying to make life better for each other and me and understand me and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And so for those neighbors that aren't, well, then if the channel doesn't get monetized, fine, who gives a shit? One person. One person's life is better. One person out of the 8 billion out there feels fucking loved. Like the Bible says, it's possible to love a person. In 1 Corinthians 13. How I'm supposed to love my neighbors. If only one feels it, all this shit is worth it to me. All of it. People not understanding, not knowing how much processes through my mind. It's like trying to factor the computer processing all the information it does, but yet put that on an analytical, emotional mind that never stops. Okay, that's how fast my mind computes feelings and emotions and thoughts and communications and etc. and everything else. It doesn't do that with everything in life, or I wouldn't be so messy. But it's also part of why I am so messy. Now, back to the people, you people, us people, our people, our neighbors. Rob Weaver, are you there, neighbor? When you messaged me today, whilst I was in bed, it's still today because I'm awake still. Whilst I was in bed, what some might call sulking, but instead I'm processing through all the shit, trying to understand how my neighbor Kyle feels, even though he says it's not feelings. I'm trying to understand what his head thinks and how he equates it to what he equates it to. Okay, and some would say the way I do things, I'm trying to prove points and this and that and prove I'm right. No. But what if I am? Who fucking cares? Do you really think if you know me, you know I don't care about being right or wrong? I'm a guy that has told all of you, whether you've seen it yet or not, that I don't remember how to do 90% of that shit and I'm relearning it all over again, yet y'all support me and tell me keep going. Okay. My thing is, shit, neighbor, sorry, again. Well, because I don't remember where I was going side noted, so back to Rob Weaver. You messaged me what you messaged today, and you know, I asked, do you really get it, what I'm trying to say? And I don't know that you do, but I don't know, neighbor, but when you messaged me what you messaged me, and this is when I will, just in a small way, keep private. But when you messaged me what you messaged me, what your wife's struggle was there, neighbor, I thought, well, damn, this guy is willing to share his burden with me. But I also understand that to him, yes, it is a burden, but it's not a burden, Rob Weaver. I understand that, neighbor. It was essentially a, hey, this is the struggle right now in my life. And this is how I just stayed calm and love conquered. Right? Because I was willing. He's essentially telling me, and really, I hope, again, I could be wrong. Essentially telling Rob Weaver, correct me if I'm wrong, neighbor. Always neighbors, correct me if I'm wrong about you, about your lives, about your thought processes, about the chainsaws, whatever. If it's wrong, say it's wrong. If you're wrong, that you're right, and I was wrong, we'll fix that shit and figure it out and figure out who's right and who's wrong. Science experiment, blow shit up, whatever it takes. Read a book, talk to other people. Who gives a shit? Let's figure this shit out together. Fuck, let's take time for one another. That's why I've been sitting in this fucking chair 24 minutes, because I give a shit. That's why I got fucking work to do. I want to tinker and listen to music, but no. The people are more important than the fucking souls. Like neighbor Mike. We'll talk about him at some point, hopefully. Maybe after he picks his chit up, because his bar studs are sitting out in the mailbox, neighbors. No, they're not. Yes, they are. I never did go get them. I told Kyle I needed to, because I didn't want his package getting wet. But I saw the bubble wrap package that they're in, and so they will be fine. But nonetheless, damn it. Damn it. Rob Weaver, people, Saw the struggle. Oh, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. See that? I won't edit that, neighbors. That's what I have to do sometimes. You correct me if I'm wrong, Rob. But essentially he was saying, hey, I see your battle. Hey, I understand that you trust the king through your battle. Hey, here's what happened. Hey, here's what I did. I just was able to process through another human being is raising their voice, yelling, upset, etc., etc. Are they upset with me? See, I tell people all the time, you can bitch to me all you want all day long. You can yell to me all you want all day long. But when you bitch at me or yell at me, I become an asshole. So essentially, you can scream at me about how shitty your life is and everything else. But if you're screaming at me about how shitty I am or etc., that's when I struggle. I don't know if you understand the difference, but I think Rob Weaver, I think you got that today, and that's what you said to me in your words. I just was able to step back and stay calm and see. I'm being bitched too. I'm being yelled too. In essence, this person is saying, here's my fucking battle. You gonna love me through it or not, god damn it. And then what happens is the person kept an open mind instead of just clamming up and being defensive. Rob Weaver, you that person, neighbor. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, neighbor, and tell me if I'm offending you by saying some of the shit I'm saying, neighbor. I'm okay with it. I can handle it. I might react shitty if I don't take it right away, but I will process through it. Think about it. That's why I spent the whole fucking day in bed today. I had to think, neighbors. It shuts me down. Anyways, it was basically being willing to acknowledge and recognize that just because this human being is screaming and yelling doesn't mean they're mad at him. But instead, they're mad at the situation, or they're mad at themselves, or they're mad at a mistake, or they're mad at somebody else. And you're their spouse. And this man, whom I'll give the benefit of the doubt, is being honest. Tells me I simply stayed calm and just reassured my wife I fucking love her and it will be okay. Who else did I think about? Jonathan Luna. Are you there, neighbor? He says, I watched the whole video. It was like a 45-minute fucking cut video I put up of neighbor Kyle's MS-250. His Saw story is complete. Is the neighbor Kyle story complete? I don't know yet, neighbors. I'm respecting my neighbor and letting him think in whatever way he needs to do that, because he was fair enough to me to watch my videos, expressing my heart yet again, trying to help him understand me and understand him. And essentially, my neighbor has said, I need some time to think. And so I will give him that. Because at least he's willing to respect me enough to say, let me think about this shit. And so, we'll wait. And we'll tinker. Anyways, that being said, Jonathan Luna, neighbor, I've been thinking about you a lot lately too. And I need to see you, neighbor. I miss you. Honestly, neighbor, I miss you. I don't send you shed shops in the dark and stuff like I do a lot of my neighbors. I don't know why, neighbor. Because you were essentially one of the ones that kind of came in at the beginning of the YouTube and have really helped it grow. And I know we still got work to do together, but I also know this is your busy time of year, Jonathan Luna. And so I get that. Don't fret, neighbor, okay? I know you're out there fucking raking hay just like some of my other neighbors that I just haven't talked to in weeks since farming season got busy, damn it. Farmer John. I'll tell you all that story someday too. Anyway, so Jonathan, I'm thinking about you too, neighbor. I love you, neighbor. Okay, we'll see each other soon. I hope Saturday. It's technically Friday now. I hope tomorrow we can get together at least and maybe sit down, have a wine cooler, maybe. And then I thought about my uncle a lot, and I talked to him a lot because he was here. As I up and down out of the bed, couldn't sleep, thoughts, different thoughts. We got kittens, more stray cats. I thought about subscriber, neighbor Adam Hayes. He sent me a video of starting his saw today, and it's running real rich. It loaded up pretty fast. And he can't cut with it until Monday, so I have to live with the anxiety of wondering, is everything going to be okay? Are we going to be able to get him to talk through getting his saw tuned in for his climate there in Texas? And did I send it out too rich? Did I screw something up? Did the screws rattle in shipping? Did something break? Is something bad? All the anxieties I'm going through. But also trusting that he'll tell me if there's an issue. Even though the other side in my mind is he might not tell me because he doesn't want to burden me. Like Desi picking his saw up was allegedly, so I had one less burden. I don't know, neighbors. Anyways, so I'm thinking about you too, Adam. And homeless to homestead, wondering what the hell you're putting your two hands to every day, neighbor. I think about you. I know we only associate in the comments right now, but hey, I sure as shit appreciate you sharing the different things you're going through and some of the battles you've been through and are going through in the comments, neighbor. So keep that up, please. I do like tracking with it, and I hope someday we get to meet, neighbor, and homestead together, damn it. Become a team. Anyways, DJ fan, nameless yee, are you there, neighbor? I think about you too, neighbor, and the different comments, and I wonder what your life is, and I wonder what you're doing, and I wonder, the details of your life, what your family's like, do you have kids, blah, 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 blah. All you guys, I think about all this shit, about all of you guys, anybody that's commented, etc., etc. I think about you guys. That's what shit keeps me up at night. What keeps you neighbors up at night? You want to tell me down below? We'll talk about that shit. And then, yeah, I think about a lot of neighbors, and I was thinking about a lot of neighbors. I've just touched on, again, it's so much to try and go through everything. We're already at 32 minutes, and I've barely even touched on all the thoughts I've had, even just in this 32 minutes that we've been talking, whilst I've been talking, the separate thoughts that are going on in my mind, like thinking about neighbor Keith and his saw, and wondering how much of a nightmare it's going to be to figure out the big beast 660 problem, a saw that's hard to pull cord on and causes me agony. And I think about neighbor Mike, and I wonder, is he a carnal Christian? Are you, neighbor Mike? Because you were bashing on legalities or legalist a lot. And yeah, King Jesus came to rebuke the Pharisees for their legalistic ways, but he essentially said, you're keeping the rules for the wrong reasons, and you think you're doing it by your own might. King Jesus was saying, if you have a heart for me, you naturally keep the rules. And you don't see them as rules, you just see them as, this is just what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so yes, I understand there's Pharisees, but let's be careful. We're not legalists. But he said something beautiful, in my opinion. He said, you either believe in redemption or you don't. As simple as that. How fucking divine is that shit, neighbors? You either believe in redemption or you don't. So I either crawl in bed and die, knowing that all of this might fail. I might not get my building. I might stay in debt. Everything else. Or we get the fuck on the internet, make a 33-minute intro video, and then we get to work, God damn it. I'm going to turn you down to the bench, whether I finished all my thoughts or not, and tell you, I think about all you neighbors non-damn stop. It's ridiculous. That is why I say I love all 8 billion of you. So I'm going to get some damn gloves on, and we'll get to work, damn it. I'm going to pause you, neighbors. Chit. Okay, so I don't know how much you neighbors remember from the story. Oh, wait, you haven't seen it. That's right, but you would have. Anyways, neighbor Mike has had his saw serviced a couple of times, and it ran, but when he takes it home from the dealer, the damn thing will bog in wood, and so it hasn't been started, I believe, in a few years. It's been out of service a few years, but I cannot even fully recollect why he's trying to get his saws back up again. I suppose that's probably irrelevant, because what I do know is, damn it. He's had this saw a long time, and, okay, Okay, I'm gonna have to loosen my clamp here. Hey, neighbor Mike, I did you dirty. I scraped some of your beautiful paint off your bar, neighbor. Whew. Sorry, neighbors, now I'm distracted. Because I was thinking all kinds of stuff. Like how one could say I'm just a busybody, trying to keep my mind, or keep my body busy so my mind's not busy. But I got lots of chores I could do inside. I got laundry I need to hang. I got all kinds of stuff that needs done. You know, sometimes it's just, this is what's therapeutic. This is what is meditative. I know laying in bed doesn't help my pain, but getting out of bed and working on chainsaws like this, or hanging laundry and everything else, doesn't really help my pain either, neighbors. Like how weak I am, that's what I have to do to tighten my bench vise. Do you think I should not put that on the internet because it's embarrassing? Or do you think I should just share it with you guys and tell you this is a little embarrassing that I have to do this? Okay. I've got to release the AV mount here as well, because essentially, again, we've got to get the tank down at least enough to switch out our impulse holes. I think I have the correct one. It's an aftermarket. But even if I don't, I have used ones. And as long as we can find one that doesn't have a hole in it like his, we should be okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to have to do is, let's see here, neighbors. I got to look, actually, because I don't recollect if this is the same as... okay, I will have to take my, I got to take my damn intake boot out, and that should help. So, if we take off our flange here, I've been watching. If anybody's still here, neighbors, are you still here, neighbors? Who's still here, neighbors? I've been watching the Greasy Shop Rag. I did him dirty. It's funny. I did the Greasy Shop Rag. He's a YouTube guy, and he works at a shop, obviously, and he put some of the footage of him working on saws on the internet and narrates it, explains kind of what he's doing and stuff. And so he's giving people knowledge. I was thinking about him. Oh, damn, that stuff is stiff. Wow. Come here, Grommet. I knew I couldn't get it out the other day. But I thought with pliers it would come out. I didn't think it was going to pull the whole damn... Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. So now, I am wondering if this is how the 026 came, with an intake gasket like this. I can tell you right now, that thing is just going to fall apart. It's not supposed to... I've never seen one. That's weird, guys. So it's got the two grommets like an 028, and then there's an intake. I'm guessing that's been added. I do not know. But either way, we've got to get it out of there. And then I've got that other grommet back there I've got to get to. Right here. I have seen, though, because maybe these are like the 028 and they're famous for ear leak back there. The problem is, boy, I can't get this grommet to move. I don't want my hook to slide and poke his boot there. The problem is, I know I've put an intake gasket like that to try and resolve that issue on these, and I've never really had too much success with it anyways. I wonder if that's part of why his saw was not running proper. Bogging in wood. Again, it might be a carburetor tuning issue. I do think he said he doesn't have a ton of skill adjusting a carburetor. I can never remember because most people don't. They openly admit it. You guys see how long it takes me sometimes to get a saw tuned in. I'm not best at it either, but it is crucial. Okay, I'm looking. I'm trying to see where else this damn thing is. I feel like it's attached somewhere else that I've missed. I don't... Oh, that boot is stiff. Damn. Wow. Okay. I'll have the boot. I am scraping his paint off his bar, but I don't think he will care, honestly. Can you neighbors see okay? Sorry I'm so quiet. I just figured you guys can hang out with me as I'm messy. Or I can take no footage at all and just tinker on chip by myself. I do not see what the hell is caught, neighbors. Still. I know we've got our impulse hose, which is bad anyways. But I don't think that would cause our handle. Damn it, would you stop sliding, you son of a bitch? I cannot tighten this any tighter because I'm weak. Fuck. This is my struggle, though. You fucking let me through it or not, goddammit, as I scrape all your paint off your bar. Your filthy, vile bar that needs dressed really bad. And that's going to take more paint off of it. Why do I think my neighbor might not care about his paint, but then I still care about it? Don't know, guys. Damn it. I cannot believe this thing won't. I can barely push on it and it's dropping my whole fucking vise. Okay, it is. This mount right here. I thought so. Damn it. I hate that because that means I got to take it out of the vise, neighbors. Okay, we gotta resituate, guys. Problem is, my bench over there is so small, I have no space right now because I got all kinds of stuff everywhere. I got the laptop, the back pressure tester, everything else. So I really would have to resituate a ton of stuff. All just to increase a guy's bill without asking permission to increase his bill to diagnose his saw, because I had to lay in bed all day today and think. I'm in agonizing pain and I had shit to think about. So that's what I did. I hurt. That's why I didn't call my neighbor. Sorry, Mike, I did you dirty. That's what happened. I shouldn't make excuses. Maybe I'm doing you dirty right now, but maybe I just am trying to trust that I know my neighbor. I mean, the saw, strong motor. So I feel like I know my neighbor is going to want to go ahead and get the saw going up. Even if it costs the maximum it could cost without having to replace his motor. Why is there oil inside your AV mount, neighbor? I don't know that I've ever seen the back one filled with oil. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Where is the damn... Did you neighbors see? Oh, it's right here at your feet. Okay, there we go. That's what we want to do. Now, essentially, we'll get this damn AV mount off. Thank you, Uncle Dooskies. If you see this one, I know you don't watch a lot of my videos because you're not a chainsaw guy, neighbor. But maybe I'll make you a clip. Thank you for putting those little things on my pegboard to hold my little brackets in so my chit doesn't pull the hooks out of the pegboard. Appreciate that, neighbor. I definitely am liking it. Makes life easier. Alright, now, you guys. I'm inspecting his intake boot, neighbors. And then I should pivot more, I thought. Damn it. Just trying to make my life a little easier. But sometimes things don't like to come off. Like you. Why do you want to be not a good neighbor? Okay, well, I don't feel like fighting with that. We'll see if we can get a little more space. I just want enough so that I can, damn it, no, I can't quite do it, damn it. Shit. In the arse. Let's see, neighbors. You kind of have to push and pull at the same time, otherwise it will rip. I mean, not that it matters, it's got a hole in it, but I kind of wanted to see exactly what happened to cause it to leak. And I don't know that I'll be able to get to do that now. Oh, there it is, right down there. It's broken right in half. There you go, Mike. Okay, I pulled it here. It also has a pinhole here. Not a pinhole, but that could have been just caused by my pliers, but I doubt it. Because that goes all the way through. It's not like a rip, that's like a puncture. And that's where I found my first initial leaking, I thought, was somewhere around here. Was getting air bubbles because it was on this side that they presented. But I don't know. I don't think that would have caused air bubbles to come through that passage. But either way, that's why I couldn't get this saw pumped up. I mean, this thing is really brittle and hard. See how wide it got there? Just by a little stretch. Yeah, it just breaks right off. So anyways, I have one right here. It does look like it was the right one. It is an aftermarket though. I don't love aftermarkets. But essentially, what I'm going to do is I can plug this right here. I've got my muffler back blocked off still. And I can just test through his impulse port. Because really what we're trying to determine is... I've also got this, neighbors, from an 028 that I made. That I could do as well. I could put that on there if I really needed to. No, it won't work. I thought it would. It will. Yeah, it would go that way. I could put that on there so I can use my flange and then just block that off. Let's see. Let's see. I think we'll try just going through I can usually just hold my finger in there. We'll try going through the impulse port real quick. And put a rubber stopper or something. I have those red silicone stoppers. I just don't love using them without a boot on there. Okay, so I got an attachment here for that. And I don't know if this is the smaller boot or not. Put that in there. Okay. This goes down here. I think I grabbed the wrong attachment. No, I did not. And then essentially, I like to, if I can, hold these. I'm just Oops. See, that's why I hold those. I didn't see air leak happening, but I'm going to try again. I was just watching, neighbors, is all I'm doing, and I don't feel like pausing the camera, honestly. I feel like I'm just putting the long, raw footage out there. Why not? I just want to verify. I think he's okay. I don't think his crankshaft seals leak. Like I said, I went ahead and did a free camera for him. Messed up. Sorry, neighbors. I don't see leak down, at least enough to where I am comfortable to go ahead and put an impulse hose on and rebuild his carb, put the new fuel body in and whatnots, and see if we can get his saw running, because he's got a 261 here and his bar studs have come today, and so I'll be able to replace that. And so it'd be nice if he comes and his saw's running. He might be happy because he doesn't have a sentimental attachment to it. Even though he's had it forever, he might be happy to just take it home running and tuned up and good to go again, hopefully. And not have to spend more money to go through it all the way and clean it and all that and work out if there's any little oiling kinks or anything. Because all that stuff does take time and people have to pay me for that, unfortunately. Because I have bills to pay too. Okay, can you come off there, neighbor, please? Why are you fighting me? You want to be a bad neighbor still? Or do you want to come off? Okay, neighbors, it does not want to come off. It's being a bad neighbor. I wish I had an OEM line for him, or impulse for him. I don't know where this aftermarket came from. I don't recollect. But we'll try it. And then I'll warranty it for him. If the impulse hose breaks, I'll replace it for free. No labor. I mean, it feels pretty good. Just these things, as Keith can tell you, with this big old behemoth down here. Can you see it, neighbors? The 660. You can. He put an aftermarket impulse, and it came off right there. Because he's like, oh yeah. I told him what I do, and he says, yeah, I usually do that. I just didn't on this one. Put a little bit of Permatex around your nipple. Making sure you don't plug that shit up, neighbors. That's what you do. And it will help hold it on there. Okay? Can you seal all too? I just don't know how hot that brass nipple gets. And I don't know how high heat the seal all is rated for. And my Permatex, I know I only had a partial tube left opened. I don't know where it is. So I will open another one, neighbors. Here we go. This is what I use. Should I get paid for that? Or do you think these companies would think a guy like me is too fucking crazy to say they have a good product? I would think that Conformity would say Chainsaw Redeemer is not a good advertiser. Most people would think. Even though most people say, oh, I relate, but, you know, I don't think you should say that on the internet. And I'm like, well, hell, if you understand, and everybody's telling me, oh, I can relate to it, I understand what you're saying, then don't you think there's more out there like that? Maybe there's a ton of us like that. Do you wonder, neighbors? Okay, now I've got to spread it with a screwdriver so I don't plug the hole, as I told you. But I want to put my cap on. Oh, I've already got one, damn it. Okay. Your neighbors like to see after I get this spread what I've done. So you can understand when we slide the hose on, it will push the Permatex and not plug up the hole. Here, you guys can come over. Let me unplug your cord. You guys all charged up? Are you okay? Do you like my hand blocking your view? Do you like me being weird? Should we stop this video soon? There you go, neighbors. That's what I've done. See that? There you go. Okay, you guys go back over here. I think we will stop the video soon because it's long. Why not? Okay, can you still see, neighbors? Alright, let's go ahead and put the chit on then. That's it. Have to be careful here. Don't want to puncture our line putting it in. Okay, almost there. Think we got it? Alright. I do believe we got it. Okay, there we go. So now, let's go ahead and hook that beast up. See what happens. I can't see, damn it. I don't know where my headlamp is. It's been mislocated in all the moving, dropping stuff, or dropping the shelf. Had some things mislocated that I haven't relocated yet. Sorry, neighbors, you have to look at my head. Hope that's okay. Like my bed head. That's what happens when you get devastated. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to show you guys all kinds of cool ways to install these impulse boots through tanks. I've learned a lot of different tricks over the years. In the past and present years, that is. Right now, this one has kind of slipped down. Damn, I got an itch. But the problem is, I want to try and work it up before I unplug the impulse hose again, because I think I can. Okay, maybe not. Dang. Ah, don't you move, damn it. Struggling to get behind the right part of it. Again, these you have to be careful. You can rip them. I mean, OEMs are pretty damn strong, but you don't want all kinds of damage to them either. And the older they are, the more fragile they are. His is just kind of turning. Not quite sure why. Yeah, it doesn't want to come through. Damn. I need a lot. Okay, I see what happened. I don't know that his impulse boot is doing some weird stuff. It didn't feel very well, but it's not a cheap part, and so if it's functioning, I see no need to replace it. Especially given I think this is the same as the 028 and they've made them obsolete. Damn, that thing is just, wow. Why won't you come out all the way? Okay. Now that we've gotten it out, we can get it to start in through the bottom instead of the top. And that way we're not working against the shape of the boot and its angling design. And it's still being a little bit of a pain in the ass, if I'm being honest. Wow, almost there, but damn. Had to work hard for that one. Whew, goodness sakes. Ah, did you dirty Mike, I threw your saw. Did you see that? Sorry, neighbor. Chet. Didn't mean to do that to you. Okay, so essentially, now, neighbors, you've been here a long time. I'm just inspecting this boot. The clamp is tight. Verify with a better screwdriver that I can hold tighter. Yeah, we turned it a little bit, not much. Okay, there we go. Make sure that's tight. You want a Guten tight on this. I like the way see, I did him dirty. The greasy shop rag. He uses terms like Ugga Duggas instead of Guten tights, and I like it. I think he's funny in his own way. Okay, anyway, so neighbors, now I've got to remove my stuff off of this, which is this has got to come off. And then I've got to rebuild his carburetor because I've not done that yet. Excuse me. At least to my knowledge, no, it's over here taken apart. Here's his carburetor, neighbors. It was, I think I need to replace his Welch plug, essentially. It's concaved in really bad. It looks like somebody didn't replace it properly. And then the way his screen is in there also tells me that somebody definitely, either at the factory the first time they built that chit, which I don't usually see steel Welch plugs look like that at all. Walboro, Zama, anything. It is a Walboro carburetor. And so here's his diaphragm. Nice and stiff. No good, neighbors. So we'll rebuild his carburetor. We'll put it all back together. Blow it off a little bit here. And then we'll see tomorrow if this bitch is going to run or not. So, essentially, neighbors, do you like my long-ass video? This is it. This is how I stay sober. This is the only thing I told my uncle. I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to go tinker, even though I can barely breathe because of my pain. And so, that's what I'll do. Thanks for letting me work on your chit. Sorry you guys are crooked. Damn. Thanks for letting me work on your chit, Mike. This is who I am, neighbor. You was in my driveway. I like tinkering with you. We turned wrench. I didn't even get your damn bar stud right. Nor did I remember. That's part of the struggle still. I don't remember most of the chit yet. I'm relearning all over again. Nor did I know the 261 had a unique bar stud that we're not going to pull any steel chainsaw out of my shop except the 261 to get a bar stud that will work the same with the other bar stud that's on the saw. And so, but either way, I got to talk to this man and work on his saws with him at my shop. And so it was kind of cool. So that's going to be it, neighbors. Be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. I love all 8 billion of you, even though I'm a piece of shit and I suck at it. Tell me what your neighbors thought of this damn video if you saw all the way through. Chit.